What is up, everyone? It's your boy Daniel from Michigan Aquatics, and today we are going to talk about how to correctly pick out convict cichlids. Sandhill cranes across the street! Y'all can't even see them. Where are they? How am I not catching them? There they are. Right above my finger. They're running away. But anyway, everyone, picking convicts. Alright, convict cichlids, what are you after? Male and female? Exactly, I knew it. That's because everyone is, but it's hard to tell, and I'm going to tell you how to tell. Though I do not know for sure yet, which means I'm not 100% positive on this, but I'm just going to give you the best outlook on what you're looking for when you're picking out a young female and male convict cichlid. Number one for the male. This one I believe is a male. When I got it home, I properly sexed it. Today, after I did a tank rearrange, I properly sexed it. Okay, so I think it's a male. And I'm going to tell you how to tell in the store my best representation on the male convict cichlid. Number one, what I've been seeing in a lot of male convicts, when you buy them or whenever, obviously they're not going to have a lot of color. But what I've noticed is they have, on their fins, they're a flat red with a little bit of blue. Not much blue, but a little bit of it. And it's not a neon blue, it's like a flat red. You can see it right there on his tail. It's a flat red. The dorsal and anal fin has spots on the bottom half of it. You can see the red right there. Yeah. That's one way you can tell. Just because one fish is chasing around all the other fish doesn't mean that's the male of the aquarium. Personally, they like to section off what could be males and females as soon as possible, because these cichlids will start breeding as soon as possible. They're supposed to wait 6 months, but who knows, they could wait 2, they could wait 3, they could wait the whole 6. Or they could be lazy and not want to have children and wait like a year, who knows. But picking a male convict, what I did was basically look at the convicts that only had stripes and had a very dark gray. Alright, a very dark gray and the black stripes. Alright. The points on the fins are not going to matter when they're babies. Fight, 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 fight. But yes, the points on the convict's fins are going to be the least of your concern. That was the male just chasing away Frank. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? Or what I believe is the male. But no, usually, fin length doesn't matter. I'm probably jinxing myself right now, but I want to give you the best representation I can possibly give, because buying fish is so stressful. You find the fish you want in the pet store, and you're like, I want this one. Well, do you want a male or a female? A male. I don't know if that's a male or not. Well, why can't you tell me? I'm going to do everything I can. Next up, if there is orange on the belly, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a female. As you can see on this guy who's digging for the female, on the bottom of his belly, the very bottom, there's a tint of orange. But if it's an orange, I'm sorry she's behind algae. If she was to come out, you'd see it. But you can see there's orange on the very bottom of his belly. That doesn't mean anything at all. That orange means something. That usually means it's a female. Sexing convicts can be pretty hard, especially, it doesn't matter if you do think you buy a male and a female. Their sexes can still change before they reach sexual maturity. So, you better be careful. If you buy a male and a female, you can still end up with 2 males or 2 females. So just watch out and make sure you have a good enough water quality to get them into breeding mode. Because if you do end up buying 2 females on accident, they can still change into male and female if they want to breed. Now we'll go on to choosing a female. The females will usually have a lot lighter color than the males. As you can see, a lot lighter on the gray, a lot more bluish a lot more of a lighter bluish than the males do. They often also have bright blue lips, blue on their gill plates, the bottom half of their gill plates, and of course the very signifying orange that is on the belly. Now, we can see here, as well as on the tail. Look at this, alright? The male, like I said, he has red at the base of the tail, like on the actual caudal fin, the tail fin. Red, and then the tip is usually blue a little bit. And it sometimes mixes in with each other. The females is like the complete opposite. She has more of a neon shining yellow on her caudal fin, and a bright neon blue tip. If they were to come out, you could see it, but they're deciding, no, we're going to stay back there for this whole video. Can't even see her through there. She's not coming to the front, which is alright, but, you know. There's the jag chasing her. Don't like that one bit. But you can see yellow with the blue instead of the red with the blue. Ooh, Frank got her that time. See, when they're not together, they're a lot weaker. But when they're together, they're insane. Just get a good look at her, and here comes the male. And there they go, gone. Come on, fight back, just like you were before. Good look at that female there. There's them both together. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. But basically, that's determining sexes. You can't really usually tell by body shape or anything. These are one of the very few cichlids you can usually judge their color to determine sex. Like, on Oscars, you can't do that. Like, I could have said this is a male, but it's not. It's a female. It's Buddy, my female Oscar. Jaguars are really tricky. They go through many different phases as when they're young. Like, literally, not even 2 weeks ago. Like, a week ago, it looked like a male. Now it's looking like a female again. Frank, it was pretty easy. All I had to do was turn him upside down when I got him out of the tank and look at his, vents. That's another way to sex convicts, though. Turn them upside down after they've been in your tank for about 2 days. If they're paired up, they're likely male and female. But net the one you're not sure about, or if you're not sure about both of them, net them both. It's okay. You catch fish in the wild and you hold them, don't you? Yes, you can do that with your tropical fish too. It doesn't hurt them none. You net them, you flip them upside down, you look at their vents. If one of the holes is bigger than the other, or one of them has a long tube extending from it, usually if you're looking at it with the head facing your chest, then I hope I caught that. That was good. That was really good. If you're looking at it with the head facing your chest, so the head's facing this way while it's upside down, the one in front, if it has a long tube or if the hole is bigger, then you got yourself a female on your hands. But if they're both the same size or almost non-existent, then you should have yourself a male. That's what I did today with this little guy. So I'm thinking male, but who knows, still young. Another thing you'll be able to tell when you have him in the tank for a couple days, even though he's smaller than this one, he is the most aggressive out of the two. Like, the males will often fight the females, saying, come on, let me breed, even if they're too young. Now, he's not usually the one to start fights because he's still young and he's not realizing, hey, I have to pair up with you and I have to help you fight, my woman. Respect your women. Respect your women's. But when he does start fights, it's like an electric charge. He doesn't sit there and go like this like the female does. No, if he feels he's in trouble or his girl's in trouble, he goes, and attacks, then he moves away. Their fighting strategy is awesome. It really, really is. I love it. Next up, moving away from the tank, because I like walking around my house, we have the actual choosing of the cichlid. Now, if you're choosing convict cichlids, any cichlid this goes for, usually you always choose the biggest one or the top 3. Well, Daniel, why do you say the top 3? Big reason. Number 1 is there could be the biggest one in the tank like this long, and there could be one like a little bit shorter than it, but it's much prettier and much more aggressive. Then you choose that one instead of the biggest one. simple science. It'll just do better in your aquarium than the other one would have. Usually the most colorful fish in the aquarium, no matter the size, the most colorful cichlid in the aquarium is usually the dominant. You can have the largest female convict in the tank this long and have the next size down like this small, and this one could be the dominant one, which it was the case with this one. It wasn't the case with the male convict though. Being I actually wanted a different one. The dude at Moby Dick's didn't pick the correct one. The one I wanted actually had the extremely long anal and dorsal fin. So I thought, hey, that'll just give it an extra chance for it to be a male. Well, you know what? You can't always get what you want. That's why they don't sex them at the store for you. Because you get what one you want in your mind. You know, they're all sitting there at the front of the aquarium, whether it's Oscars, whether it's peacock bass, whether it's convicts. Usually there's a lot of convicts in an aquarium. Even if you're going for tetras, it's so hard for them to pick you the correct one. Because as soon as that lid comes up, they go, oh yeah, food, turn really dark. So you immediately lose sight because they all turn basically the same color. Then the hand comes in and starts grabbing out plants so they don't hide under them. Then they get all stressed out and turn light colored. And you're like, well, crap, how am I? What? Where'd you go? Why do you think people always buy adult cichlids? One, because they're too lazy to watch them grow out. And two, so they don't have to go through the hassle of catching them. Usually, if you have an adult cichlid, it's one in an aquarium. That's it. Hang on. Jaguar's not under there. I'm guessing the jaguar is right here then. Right? Yeah. Not surprised. Oh, no, she left. Gnarly. But basically, when you're choosing them, it's not always the biggest one. It's usually the best looking one that is the most dominant. The best looking male or female in the convict cichlids that is sort of big is gonna be your dominant in the tank. The one that's, even if it's bigger, if it's really light color, barely has any stripes, that means it's stressed out and it's not dominant at all and probably just got in a fight and lost. So you buy the one that's the most confident, obviously. Just buy the convict that appeals to you, the one that looks the best to you. If it's the one chasing everything around in the aquarium, brightest color, biggest one, buy it. If it's not that one and it's a little smaller, don't buy the extremely small one. Even if it's chasing the rest of them, it doesn't mean it's dominant, it means it's trying to be dominant, trust me. There they go, fighting again. Now they're irritated. They're like, what? No, get out, get. You can't see it. There you go. Right there. That's the female. See how the male hasn't really realized, hey, I'm supposed to fight with her? That hasn't been realized yet by him. He don't understand yet. But that's like their house where they want to lay their eggs. And trust me, when they do lay their eggs, if they do lay eggs, then it's going to be a completely different story. Now the Oscar's over here. Every time something happens, Buddy comes over. Buddy and Frank comes over. See this though? That's how they fight. Let's just watch them for a second. Thank you all so much for watching. It means a lot to me. And I will see you all in my next video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell button so you can watch every cichlid fight I post from here on out. We will do more convicts. We will do the jaguar versus peacock bass, the Oscar versus jaguar, Oscar versus peacock bass, Oscar versus convicts. So we will watch this last fight. Then I will see you all later. Peace.